You're listening to the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth, Tate Mayfairs. And this is my British wrestling journey.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
Yo, this is Man Like Doris.
Hi, this is Tom Thurber.
This is Benji.
This is the Asian sensation Kanji.
This is the Nightmare Fuel Hustle Malone.
This is Joe Rage, the Heavyweight Classic.
This is Mad Dog O'Doherty.
This is Tonga.
I'm the Breaker, Carl Kingsley.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis, and you're listening
to
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
To Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Hello and welcome to my Brit Rest Journey on bbgwrestling.com. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth, Tate Mayfairs. How you doing, Stephen and Tate?
Woo-hoo! At last, somebody gets it right. Thank you for knowing the truth. It can't be that hard, can it?
Confirmed by Google.
How you doing, man?
I'm really good, you?
Very well. Thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah, it's really good. I've been a fan of you it was great to finally see you live the other week. I've been a fan of yours for a while. So how's 2022 been in the ring?
Bless you. Thank you. 2022 it's been great. It's picked up momentum. I've got to say, to backtrack slightly, 2020, all signs were pointing to the moon. I was really on a great trajectory. And then the only thing that could stop me breaking out was a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah.
And, we got one. So they tried, but then we came back to live shows properly in 2021. Mm-hmm. There was some stuff going on which I will not get into, but it was slow getting back where I was. I did get the Progress one. Mm-hmm. But I still was unhappy with where we was at. And going into the new year, we didn't have too much in the calendar. No. But I just had a strong belief that this is my year. And it has, out of nowhere, picked up and is going, we're back on track. We're more than back on track. We are out shooting anything we've ever been before. So how has 2022 been and going is to your question. Fantastic. Great.
As I said, it was great finally seeing you live at TNT Ignition against MPK last week. You're a late replacement for Isaac North. Was that because of the relationship between Progress and TNT UK then, or was it?
I do not know exactly. It seems like I'm the last minute savior, it's happening a few times and I'm happy to step up, at any time frame. And any minute's notice, I will get in the ring with anyone and scrap, because this is what I love to do, and I'm a professional and I can do it like that. For be prepared. Anything to do with the relationship between the two? Potentially. I'm not sure how much is backstage stuff between it always meant to be said, but yeah. But yeah, potentially, yeah. I will say shout out to Jay who's running the TNT, because he is a fantastic guy and I think he's got his head screwed on right and he runs a fantastic promotion. As do Progress. I've been a part of Progress, although the fans may not know this, for 4 years now. Mm-hmm. At every single show, working for them in some capacity. So, yeah.
Yeah, Jay's amazing. He's upgraded us when we haven't got enough money. He's let us come in and pay him later, with a short of that month. But he's been great to me and my family. So.
Top man. He's a top man.
He's brilliant. Yeah, so you mentioned, so I first came aware of you whilst I was researching for an interview with somebody from UBW and saw you in the, Floor is Lava matches.
Okay. Yeah, right. Oh, great. So you weren't at that show, but you were doing some research for...
I think it was either Sunset Skip. Or Jeffro, maybe. It was somebody who predominantly worked in GBW. That was the first time I saw you. And during the pandemic, my youngest got obsessed with just finding random rumbles. Yeah, so we've watched the Floors Lava matches a lot.
That's probably the deadliest Rumble match I've ever been part of, because in most other, you get thrown out the ring, it's a long way to fall, there's all kinds of things that can happen, but this one, literally burnt alive by molten lava, and...
Yes, I really enjoyed your match, Progress against Dean Allmark. Completely different to the match against MVK, so...
Did you say very different?
Yeah, I thought, yeah, it was both great matches, but they were very different. I'm a huge fan of Dean Allmark.
Yeah.
Technically brilliant at everything, just can turn you into 1,000 knots, but I've really enjoyed that match.
He did tie me into some knots I've never been in before. And that's the thing, I am the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. It is a fact. We can go on Google and look at it ourselves and see me as the very first thing you see and the only thing you see. So to your point, yes, every match is different. I approach every fight different. I'm not a broken record that goes out there and does the same thing over and over again. I am the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. I can go in there with a big athletic dude like MDK in Liverpool and tear it up and pull moves out of the arsenal that we don't always see and bring a different style to beat a guy like that. And then I can get in there, at the Electric Ballroom, sold out on the WWE Network against a 22-year veteran. Not 22 years old, he's a bit older than that, but you know what I mean, 22 years in the game. And the game plan is different, and the crowds are different, so yeah, we have to approach every fight differently.
It also felt amazing to be back at Progress in front of Progress fans, because Robert Hurt, a football term, they seem to be like the 12th man of Progress. So I did enjoy the WWE Network shows, but there was something missing. I think it was the fans.
You're so right, man. It's such an integral part of Progress, and I was backstage throughout the show, and I was going out and watching matches, and the general talk around all the time, and everyone was like, "Oh, the crowd are remembering what it is to be Progress again." Yeah. And someone coined that phrase, and I was like, "Yeah, that's so true." Because it's not just a wrestling show; it's a Progress wrestling show, and you're very right there. And the ballroom, it's my first one on the main card at the ballroom. But I've actually performed in the Electric Ballroom for Progress twice on the pre-shows. So I have history in there as a performer as well, and it was fantastic to be back there. It was such a great experience, and many more to come.
Yeah. So what was it like being on the WWE Network versus Big Guns Joe, and for not being fans? Was it just your character? You seem to feed off I don't want to say admiration, the opposite of admiration of the crowd. The crowd disliking you. It seems to feed your character.
So how is it different? Well, it just meant that I could talk more crap to Joe, which was great, and him hear it above the noise of the fans. I'd be able to, at one point I'm biting his ear and I'm shouting in his ear, "You're a comedy wrestler. You're a joke, mate." And I'm saying to him, "Tell the world how good I am. Tell the world how good I am." And thankfully, we had a fantastic commentary team. Hustle Malone.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
And Ollie, the mastermind, although I don't agree with all of his comments. Them being in the building in the empty arena once, was also an atmosphere in which to bounce off as well, which was good. But I felt good going in there and not having the fans try to put me off and try chant these silly things at me like they said I'm a poor Joey Essex and all of these things, mean things. It felt good to be able to go in there and just beat a guy up like old times. And I will say this as well, like people may look at the no fans Beckham theatre thing as like this thing that's maybe they'll look at it. Some people might look at it as like a lesser thing because fans are such a big thing, right? But I was saying this, never before in history, and probably not again, hopefully not again, will we ever live in a time where professional wrestling exists in a space like that, exists in a theatre with no one else around but a film crew and a commentary team.
Yes.
So, hundreds of years from now, people are going to look back Big Guns Joe versus Tate Mayfairs in an empty arena match and go, wow, I've never seen a match like this, before.
Yeah, definitely. Wasn't just wrestling, but your football, the crazy results were happening because there was no fans. So the home teams would get battered 4-5-6-0. It's like, because there's no fans there, it's like, it's crazy.
UFC, those are things, like, it's such a big, integral part of it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think, would Conor and McGregor have got smashed by, Dustin, if you follow your UFC stuff? If there was a massive crowd there, would that have affected how,
McGregor's fan base behind him? Big part of his act.
Sort of, yeah.
Were there any matches or storylines in 2020 that you were particularly looking forward to that didn't happen? Or, I don't know if you can tell us this.
That were meant to have happened in 2020. That they all there was going to be a lot more for Riptide, and Riptide was a company which I really enjoyed working for, because they looked after us all so well. Great. The shows were great, the fans were great, and the production was fantastic. Like, getting to watch that back and have that in your highlight reel is definitely a great one. And I got a match for them literally the week before lockdown, which will never see the light of day because it's been recorded, but it's not been produced or what, I'm
still hoping they come back. I hope it's like a see in a bit rather than a goodbye, because I really enjoyed Riptide. So, and it's my co-host Nick's local promotion, he loves them. So, yeah. So.
Did you get down much to it?
I never went. I watched it on, was it on Turnbuckle TV? I think it was. I watched it, I streamed their shows, but my co-host went to every show. He loved it. So.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know what the future is there. Other matches, I tell you what as well, literally a week after, things were closed down, there was a new company starting up called Riot Cabaret. They've emailed me a few times about still running, but nothing is in confirmation yet. But they had booked me versus Carl Fletcher, and I was so up for that, man. I gotta say.
That would have been fun.
Hell yeah. We shall see.
He beefed up over lockdown, so it'll be a different match for you now compared to what he was like skinny for skinny for a wrestler.
He beefed up, wouldn't he? But he's even making now that I don't care, mate. I'll still smash him. I'm bigger too. Let's not be silly. I'm bigger and better sheep, and I'm a bit meaner, and I'm a lot more smarter than I was in 2020 as well. So yeah, he's got his work cut out for him if he gets in the ring with me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so you did have them 18 months to rest your body and evaluate what kind of worked well and hadn't worked well over the last couple of years. So did you make any tweaks to your character or movesets when you returned?
Absolutely, mate. I went half insane on it. I wrote pages. I went through several books writing. I am the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth, not by gimmick and not by accident. I work real damn hard. I went through books, I tape studied several times a week. I was working out more than I've ever worked out. Learning new combat fighting skills as well. Training in different martial arts. Looking at the theory, looking at how to manipulate my opponent's mind and how to work around what the crowd are doing, and really become even better, Yeah. I wasn't calling myself, or, if you typed it in on Google, or, I was not the best professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth in 2020, but I sure as hell am now.
Definitely. So you're teasing something that will happen on the 22nd of February 2022.
All
the twos, a week today. So, I'm recording.
Right, yes. Yeah.
So are you allowed to tell us about that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I will say that, I think that the fans have a misconception of me. They chant a lot of mean things at me. They're very rude. And I think that they pigeonhole me into something. And listen, it's not a call to be asked, to be liked. I'm not asking for anyone to like me. If anything, I'm pointing out why you don't like me.
Yeah.
Cause let's be honest, I'm not an idiot. I'm a very smart guy. And I know why you don't like me. So I'm gonna release something, and I'm basically gonna just show you why you don't like me, and tell you why you're wrong and why I am great, and just make a statement that it is a matter of time until you all bow down and admit that Tate's is greatness.
Alright, so the next time I will see you live will be on the 13th of March. What's it called? Ignite the Fire. You'll be against Big Guns Joe again. Hoping to get your revenge.
Yeah.
Because last time, I've heard that you said he didn't beat you because he didn't pin you.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've been in a lot of fights over my time, and I've never heard of anyone in a fight down the pub or at the park or outside a kebab shop ever claimed to have beat someone by putting them in the Boston Crab and making them tap or pinning, you know what I mean? So, as far as I'm concerned, people can walk away with victories, I put quotation marks, over me, but unless you knock me out like a man, then, which no one has ever done, then I do not believe you have beat me, because I would have just got back up, as I would at the pub and the rest of it, and I would have smacked you in the face, and I would have ran your face into the curb, into the pool table, or whatever. You have not beat me. Big Guns Joe has not beat me. He has never beat me, and he never would beat me. And at TNT, when is it? March 13th?
March 13th, yeah.
I'll smash his head so far through the turnbuckle that he won't be able to recall the date ever again. Big Dinlo.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz, and you are listening to Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Alright, so this part usually gives away your age. So who was your favourite wrestler growing up?
Pick one. Do you know, probably the one that, like, early and was the most into at the time, was probably Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest with you.
Mid-20s, early...
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff, The Rock, yeah, those are my guys, for sure.
Yeah, I think first started asking us everyone said was Jeff Hardy or Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. I guess when you're a kid, like, what's cooler than that, right?
They're my sons. My son's 17 this year, and they're his favourite growing up.
Oh, yeah. Timeless as well, aren't they? Like, still, Ray is awesome.
Yeah, my 6-year-old, he loves Rey Mysterio. He's one of his favourites. Yeah, he used to call everybody, when he was little, anybody had a mask on, he was just called a Ray. They're called Rays. They're called luchadors, called Rays.
See, this is one thing, I mentioned it online the other day. People think I'm an arrogant guy, like, these fans, they think, but I'll tell you, I am truly humbled by the fact that every show I wrestle at, particularly the family ones, I look out into the audience and I see Rey Mysterio there every time.
Yes.
He comes to all of my matches, he comes to the meet and greet every time with his parents, I sign it for him. Yeah, Rey Mysterio, he is a big punter for the Mayfairs.
Definitely. So what prompted you to do on the tights to get in the ring yourself?
I just loved it, mate. Truthfully, I got into it. It was the Attitude Era. That might give away my age a bit more. It was what was hot at the time, and I just fell in love with it, and, you know, obsessively so. And I was always like looking up, where can I train? How can I do this? And I was always thinking, I'm going to go to America. Oh yeah, so I'm going to train with the Wild Samoans. I'm going to go to whatever, yeah. And lo and behold, there ended up being a school in London. I was 14 years old, and I was like, yeah, I got myself down there, and I started taking bumps, and we would do like shoot wrestling matches, and
yeah,
you know, it was a different world in Brit Rest as well back then. Well. Wild West, lots of carnage, and yeah, ribs, and yeah, just. Yeah, I was in there scrapping with full grown men, and I was on shows quickly afterwards. I first like wearing a pair of tights and being out in a ring in front of people, be it a rumble, was 2 weeks in.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I have truly done this for a long time. And what inspired me and what made me do it was purely that. I love the real for me. I love performance. I love the escapism. I love I love fighting as well. Like I've always watched martial arts films, boxing bouts. My father was a martial artist, so I did karate and martial arts when I was younger. My great uncles were bare knuckle boxers. My grandfather was a boxer. So yeah, it's always been something around, which I love to do. And professional wrestling is just really, there's nothing else like it. There's no art form like it.
So 14-year-old Tate, was Jeff Hardy you wanted to like mould your style out? Do you want to be a bit more of a luchador when you started? Or?
Yeah, it's funny. I wasn't going out there with the football socks up the arms and like, netted vests. I wasn't doing that, but I was a lot more of a cruiserweight for sure. I was doing, all the flips and springboards and, hurricanranas, drop salts, the moonsault drop kicks, all of that stuff. Yeah, I did, the highlight that I boasted about was that I did a springboard dragon rana, which is a springboard front flip onto the shoulders and then hurricanrana backwards.
Wow.
You would never see me do, well, maybe I pull it out for a big one, but truthfully, I started training with a man named Barry Lumbus, who was running SAS Wrestling at the time, and he was involved in bringing along the likes of Spud, Spud, Drake Maverick, Dave Mastiff, Martin Stone, who's Danny Birch, many names. And he was like, "That's cool, but let's learn how to really work. Let's learn how to really inflict some damage, how to really wind up this audience, how to really taught me the art of pro wrestling." Today I am damn good at the art of professional wrestling, and I certainly do not need to risk jumping up, springing off the top rope, doing a front flip to land on some guy's shoulders, and then doing a moonsault to take him, hurricanrana to take him down. I am good enough to punch a guy straight in the face.
If you ever book to win the Progress title, that's the move you should use. Just everyone be like, "What?"
Well, I pulled out some moves at TNT, which you wouldn't normally see me do. So when that comes out does it come out on Powered 4 TV? Does it?
It's coming out soon, yeah.
Yeah, check that out. But
you did a Canadian Destroyer. I was like,
but these things come out in times and places, and sometimes you do need to dig into the arsenal and try different things to beat a guy, even if it's just to take him off of what he expects, right? And the fans too. But yeah, it's certainly not something that I feel the need to do all the time.
No. So what was version 1 of Tate Mayfair like?
Yeah.
The evolution of your character from.
It's funny, right? Because yes, it's an art form we're telling here, but I see the characters as the same guy, but yeah, very different. So I mean, I actually first started off, the promoter wanted me to be like a DJ gimmick, so maybe not this one, but I came out with like records and the headphones on, and I was like, doing a scratching of a record as a taunt, and did the worm, What did I do the worm into? I did the worm into like a corkscrew Vader splash. That was weird.
Oh.
Again, like pointless. Why? I don't need to do the worm to do a corkscrew. I could just stomp the guy. But yeah, and especially those fans. I don't need to pander to the fans. So the first one was a DJ gimmick, and then I
called Tate Mayfair as the DJ.
DJ Tate Morris.
Ooh.
I've got some footage of it. I've got some footage of it. To my knowledge, it's not on the internet. But I have got it. It's going to go in a documentary at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's the skater kid Tate Levine. He was a real cocky little skater kid. Used to come out, slowly through. So this is before Darby Allin and all the rest of it. I inspired these kids, come out on a skateboard, give them this gesture. I don't know how much we can talk about. Give them rude gestures, and then beat them up and get into this. Then I went away. So lots of things in my life. British wrestling, like I say, was very different at the time.
Yeah.
It was, I joked about it earlier, but there was a lot of dark spaces in British wrestling. And it was not a pleasant place to be, in all honesty. And when things closed down, places where I could, like, sort of train and wrestle at, like, and the only places that were left were places I was not comfortable at being at. Just other things come along. And truthfully, I was playing music, and I was partying a lot, and I got taken into all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to carry on wrestling. I never wanted to stop wrestling, but like I say, it was either move up the country and away from everyone and stop everything else I was doing, or go back to a wrestling company where I was not safe. So I was not interested in doing that, and I don't know, it just drifted away, and I did the music, and I did very well at that as well, because everything I do well, but no, truthfully, I did well at that, wrestling characters. So that was the last one, and then when I came back as Tate Mayfairs, and like I say, I believe that the Skater Kid Tate and the Tate Mayfairs is the same person. It's just that, like, he goes away on this excursion where he learns a lot of life lessons, gets into a lot of scraps, goes through hard times, overcomes them, makes himself wealthy, and comes back ready to show the world how great he is.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's the beautiful thing about art, is that it is, like, there's a lot of truth in it, and then you get to, it's a combination, right?
Definitely. So you have mentioned, how have you found since we came back, we did have those speaking out movements, so how have you found the dressing rooms and being backstage since you come back? Have you noticed a noticeable difference?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot more, but it's all the nice people left.
Yeah.
so it's great. A lot of the landscape has changed. Like, when I first came back, like I say, even when I first came back compared to when I left, sort of drifted away from wrestling, the landscape to me was huge. I was like, I can't believe how nice everyone is now. I can't believe how well regulated. And that was, in comparison to what I know before, and obviously people look at that and think that was pretty stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and they were right, but I'm saying in comparison. But now, 2022, following, like you say, it's even better. It's even better. Like, people are so supportive of each other, and people are, like, just good people. And it's lovely to be a part of. And a lot of people at the top have gone on to AEW, to WWE, and so, the landscape has changed entirely.
Yeah, they were saying when NXT UK came in, it would ruin Brit Rest, but it kind of just took out the top level, and everyone just moved up a level. Yeah. And then when Speaking Out Movie came in, it basically did the same thing. There was just more spaces for these great wrestlers to actually fit back into. So it's been,
It didn't take long for everyone to step up. It really didn't take long for everyone to step up. I mean, look at the shows we're putting on. I've
loved it, yeah. Pre-lockdown, we probably went to about 5 or 6 shows a year.
Yeah.
We probably go at least 2 a month. It's costing me a fortune.
Well, thank you for your support, mate. It means a lot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What else have you been to?
We go to every Wrestle Island. We've been to TNT Ignition, been to Mega Slam, been to All Star, been to Britannia Wrestling.
Yeah. That's a good mix as well. Nice mix of different types of shows as well.
Yeah, when we went to Mega Slam, I think it was too, but my 16-year-old was a bit too kiddie for him. He said he enjoyed the wrestling, but he didn't like being told when to cheer and stuff.
We want more. We want more.
But my 6-year-old, I think that was probably his favourite show of all time. He was like, come on, see Mega Slam. He loves it.
I love it.
Yeah, he loves it so much. I think they just miss live wrestling for them 18 months. So when they came back, we just went to every show we could. So
that's brilliant. Who were their favourites? Obviously me, other than me.
Other than you.
Yeah.
Ooh, my oldest, he likes Terry Izzet, he likes Cameron Solis, the kid like us too. Oh, what's that? Scott Oberman.
Yeah.
I'm trying to Crash Boat. I'm trying to think what t-shirts he's got. Yeah. Lexus Falcon.
Oh yeah.
Lance Rivera, obviously. Yeah. yeah. When me and my son, they had like the Lance Rivera fan club. Because he does the podcast with us as well. So some shows it's just me and him cheering Lance and everyone else is booing him.
Great. Oh, that's good to know. That's good.
So looking forward maybe over the rest of this year, have you got like a list of opponents you want to face, or have you got like a wish list? Or?
I do. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and go through a whole bunch of people I've got in the crosshairs. But what I will do is I'll name the top 3. There's like a top 3 hit list. I want to fight Gabriel Kidd.
Yes. I like him.
Eddie Dennis.
Ooh. Yeah.
They are allowed to get out there now. They just need to be cleared right and they need to be paid right.
Yes.
And Mark Haskins.
I saw Mark for the first time at TNT last month. Yeah, he was a late replacement for Robbie X. I was gutted because Robbie X was injured. I was like, oh. And then Mark Haskins come out. I want to see you live, Raiders.
Yeah. Like, he's been at the RH thing. He's been sort of like in the way, but man, he's so good. Here's a little thing. During lockdown, I actually met up with, we've been at Progress shows before, but we weren't like close or anything. But we met up. Us two, a guy named Sean, in the middle of nowhere. It was Full Force Wrestling, wherever that is.
Yeah.
That little unit. And yeah, me and Mark Haskins wrestled for about 2 hours solid with no break.
Oh wow.
In front of like just this guy called Sean. And there was no referee there to record a pinfall. There's no video footage there to record it. So I would just tell you that I beat Mark Haskins 2 hours, and now it needs to happen in front of the world. So I
will. The one that has Voodoo's the champion.
Sorry,
is that one? Wrestle Force when Voodoo's the champion. I'm trying to think of the right one.
Oh no, it was Full Force.
Full Force.
It was a little bit of a drive for me, but it wasn't too far. It was maybe like an hour and a half. I think it's like it's not in London. Maybe it's like on the way to Wales. It's like Full Force Wrestling. They have a unit.
Oh, so.
Anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that I went toe to toe with Mark Haskins.
And what?
I earned his respect. And now, when you ask who would I like to face this year, if I just tell you about the three I want to get this year, Eddie Dennis,
yes,
Gabriel Kidd, and Mark Haskins with Vicky inside.
Oh, any of them would be amazing.
Yeah, big time.
This is CJ Carter, and you're listening to BBG Wrestling.
Right, so if you're promoting an event, using wrestlers you've either worked with, trained with, associated with you in some way, if I give you a match type, you tell me who you put in that match?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, and as it's your show, you can make every match intergender, every match 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, it's up to you. It's no budget. Add a silly stipulation into a match if you want, it's up to you. Sure, it's your show.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, I didn't think about this enough, really.
Right, so who would be in your opening contest to get the crowd excited?
So I added another tag. We could always add more. And, it's because I want to see the Sunshine Machine Boys.
Ooh, yeah.
I love Billy, and they're smashing it in the tag scene. Have you seen their matches recently?
I've seen no match of Progress. Is it Good Lycos, Jim? Who did he face in?
Yeah, at the ballroom they had the Smoking Aces.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I love anything that they do.
So I got them too, and it's against they're not. I guess they are a tag team, but they're not like they're also mainly single guys.
Mm.
But Mills and OJMO.
Ooh, that'd be a fun team.
They've all trained, amongst each other.
Yeah.
And also I'm just going to add in there as a dig because OGMO is only really an opening card kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? So they can open the show.
What will be in your comedy match?
So he's moved on now. He's not wrestling anymore, but I've gone for Santos Jr.
Yes. I hope he comes back. I love Santos Jr.
versus, of course, Gene Money in...
Yes.
They did a fantastic bit in this reverse battle royal at Progress, and yeah, it was great. And I have laughed out loud at several of Gene's comedic matches and Santos. So I just know that I don't think that they've had a singles against one another, but I know that I will pay to see it.
Definitely. Yeah, the first time we saw
relations that might have to happen there. I think maybe Gene's got to come out in multiple of his personalities. Maybe they all get locked up by Santos.
It could be a gauntlet match, but he comes out as a different personality each time. Yeah. I think of wild in between each match.
Santos takes him to jail each time. Yeah.
The first time we saw Gene, he came out. My girlfriend hadn't seen him before, and she just was like, "What the hell is this?" But by the time he done half his entrance and got to the ring, she got it. So got to the bottom of the stairs, pulled up his big boy pants, and it was just... I think she just didn't see the visual of sailor hat, dog collar, what was it, furry vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was kind of go... Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything, but it's a little bit of awesome.
Yeah, by the time she got to the ring, she loved him. She's got it. Well.
He's a great dude as well. After that match that I had with Dean, at Progress, and I came back through the curtain, the very first person waiting at the curtain was Mr. Gene Money, and he gave me a big hug and he said, "You, sir, are a fantastic professional wrestler and you're a superstar." And I went, "I love you. You're a great dude."
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to the TNT show where it's Gene Money versus Scotty Too Hotty with Basham Moff as the referee. I was like, I want to go to that one.
You just know it's going to be carnage. If you ever source it out as well, Gene Money versus Sue Young at Riptide. They just had some crazy match.
Definitely.
Really worth it.
I probably have watched it, because I did watch all the Riptide shows.
He's in a Ghostbusters outfit and he tries to vacuum her up, and it's just brilliant.
Your women's title match?
Women's. So there's many people you can go for, but I'm gonna go for Nina Samuels.
Yes.
Who I've trained with quite a bit, and she's just a great girl, and she's doing fantastic stuff with the Nina Samuels show. She's really made something awesome there. And she's a fantastic wrestler, and I would like to see her go against Laura Di Matteo.
Yes, that'll be fun.
I'm so glad that recently she picked up a big title win. It's much deserved, but she's a great wrestler, and she's got fantastic babyface fire. Seek out the match you get with her against Jordan Grace. York Hall. It's really, really good. And her versus Nina would be dope. It'd be so good.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm just hoping NXT UK goes back on the road. That's another show I've really enjoyed, but they're missing fans. I think it's going on too long without fans at the moment.
Well, there's a crowd there, but you're right. It's not the same as being in front of that big audience. And when I think about NXT UK,
just think about takeovers.
I think about Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff takeover. I think about Walter versus Pete Dunne at takeover. About Tyler Bate versus Walter. What I really think about a lot is Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews winning the tag titles in cards.
That was fun.
What a pop!
What a moment.
And these guys and gals are so good at professional wrestling, and it deserves to be in front of a live audience. Like a real, ticketed arena live audience, because they're some of the best wrestlers in the world, legit. Hands down. Really, really are. They're responsible for all the buzz we have around the UK, you know.
Yeah, 'cause we had tickets to go see him live, and for some reason it didn't happen. The show didn't happen. I don't know whether it's because of COVID, but for some reason the Liverpool show got cancelled. Okay, your mid-card title match, so your workhorse title.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw another dig here. I'm just doing it for fun, you know. But we'll throw Gabriel Kidd in there because he's kind of a mid-card guy, you know what I'm saying? And we'll have him against Pete Dunne.
Ooh.
What a match. What a match. As I put that together, I was like, damn, that's good. I should book more often. But I think that'd be a real cool match, right? Especially now. Yeah. Well.
First time I saw Gabriel Kidd live, it was an all-star show and he teamed with Spider-Man in a tag team match.
It's all gone downhill from now.
So greatest, my oldest was 9 then, so it was the greatest match he's ever seen, and Spider-Man's in it, so I was like, what?
The kid won't understand that, to him, that's the biggest star on the show.
Yeah, I mean, well, we know the wrestler who portrayed Spider-Man now, so he's one of his favourite wrestlers.
One of the first shows that I was on as a kid, that I was wrestling on when I was a kid, Ross Jordan was Spider-Man. RJ Singh was Spider-Man. Yeah.
It was RJ Silver, who's Jinha now. He's wrestles Jinha. RJ Silver was Spider-Man.
Maybe it's an RJ thing.
Yeah, maybe.
We must have a word with them.
Cool. And hardcore Extreme Rules style match. You could be as hardcore as you want. If you want a death match, you could definitely.
I think they might have had one at not a hardcore, but a normal match. But Robbo versus Darby Allin, like they're both like having their match at super strong style, but they're both like similar size. Robbo's mad as anything, and you know that Darby Allin just has no regard for his body.
No.
And I just think that'll be absolute carnage.
I'd love that.
It's a damn good card. Look at this. We open up the Sunshine Machine versus Mills and OJMO. You know that's going to be all over the shop. Then you got Santos Jr. versus Gene Money in a how many times can we imprison a version of Gene Money match? And you got Laura Di Matteo versus Nina Samuels. Maybe, do you know what that's going to be? It's going to start off as Nina Samuels' show in the ring.
Yeah.
And then Laura Di Matteo is going to come out, and then it'll burst into a fight, and then ding, 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 and then it turns into a real. And then after that,
Gabriel Kidd versus Pete Dunne.
Gabriel Kidd versus
half-time main event.
And we come back, and then it's literally Darby Allin versus Robbo. Robbo's coming out. He's actually taped light tubes to his forearms. Yeah. And he makes a Sandman entrance, like drinking beer and smashing it over his head on the way down.
Definitely.
And then we got our tag title match.
Title match.
I think worldwide, they're probably one of the greatest tag teams. And it's another one of them shames about how the NXT UK roster is like hidden away a little. But like people kind of get a little bit in the last couple of years. But like Mustache Mountain,
yes,
so damn good, and they have had my all-time favorite tag team match of all time. It's them versus Undisputed Era when they have to throw in the towel. Yes. That match is professional wrestling. That match is one of the great. Forget it, tag team. That match is one of the greatest pro wrestling matches.
Yeah, I miss them Worlds Collide pay-per-views. I'd love them. It was NXT versus NXT UK also. They need to come back. It's
a masterpiece. It is a master. All of them could retire. I've actually spoke to Trent about this. I didn't say he can retire, but I spoke about that match. And I think like anyone can retire and go, I have that match. Yeah, like, I'm okay. But that is an incredible match. So I've got Mustache Mountain versus the Smoking Aces. How about that?
Ooh.
The top tag team in the UK Indies right now versus the top UK tag team. That would be a damn good match.
I want to see their match from the Manchester Progress at the clips I've seen, it looks crazy, so I need to watch it when it's on WWE Network. It's gutted it wasn't on last Saturday. I was like, oh, if we'll be on this Saturday, maybe.
It's coming. Yeah, good things come to those who wait, and yeah, all reports about that match was like, everyone was raving about it, so. Obviously, the match is amazing on the British scene when it's all over Twitter, just clips of it everywhere. And it's like, it was when I saw that I was like, progress is 100% back. The clips of that show coming through, and obviously, unfortunately, I couldn't be there because I was, beating up MVK in Liverpool, but for TNT. But when I was seeing those clips come through, I was like, wow, it's on. It's on. So,
and it's your main event?
Then it'll be the match that I proposed. Me versus Mark Haskins with Vicky at ringside.
And you go over. The 2-hour match.
2-hour match. I go over. Yeah.
Oh, I did it with Chase Alexander, and he did the same thing. It was just against every person who's trained him, and he goes over. It's like a 7-man night.
Oh, that's not a bad shout. He's a good dude. I met him at the Liverpool show. Yeah, he's a good dude. We both have a common interest in good martinis.
Mm. Yeah, he told me that. Yeah, when he's come with the gimmick, that you just got to tell what's your job. I'm a barman. We'll incorporate that into your gimmick. So that's what he did.
Yeah. Well, it's like that for some people.
I'd love this card. To get on to Lee McAteer and tell him to book it for you.
Yeah. Put that down. That is a damn good card, man. Who do we need to speak to make this happen? AEW, word with Tony. The NXT UK guys, we can sort that. It's fairly possible.
Yeah.
You know what? Progress could book it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many people you haven't put on who you've worked with Walter, you've worked with Sar Samuels, you've worked with all these other guys.
Yeah. That's how good the scene is, and how fortunate I have been to the amount of people I have met and trained with and worked alongside and wrestled with. There is so many superstars and incredible wrestlers that are not on this show. So. If anything, Mark Haskins should be honoured to share the ring with me on this main event. Gabriel Kidd should be honoured to be given a mid-card match.
So before we go, do you want to promote any social media? Any matches?
Michael should be honoured to be having an opening match. You curtain joke for me. I'm open the there because I want them to fight. Sorry, in closing.
I said before we go, do you want to promote any social media or your merch store?
Yeah, my merch is TateMayfairs.com. Got t-shirts on there. The best t-shirts in pro wrestling, I've got to say. And 8x10's gloss print. Not any kind of, this is shiny. This is solid, good quality card. Gloss print, signed, 8x10's and Tate Mayfairs. There's a few new ones coming out. Like I say, t-shirts are on there. Best t-shirts in the country. More coming. And on the socials, it's as simple as it sounds. Tate Mayfairs on all of them. Insta, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Clubhouse, Evo, Friendster, all the rest of it. So yeah, I got a few film things coming up later in the year, but there's no point me shouting about that now because you'll see them when they come out. You can see me on the WWE Network.
Yes.
I've got 2 matches on there already, and I will have many more as we continue to move into the future.
Is that like a bucket list thing for wrestlers these days? Appear on the WWE Network?
I don't know what anyone's thing is, but for me personally, it tickles me. It tickles me the fact that I can go on the WWE Network, type my name in, and I see it. That does me well. I've been in a WWE advert last year for NXT UK. I was also on NXT UK as an extra in A Scene with Walter, which is a seed planted for my inevitable match with him. So I've been involved with that. It's just been fun.
It's not where he had all the trainees and he was throwing them to him and he was battering everyone.
Yeah, but he didn't batter me, he just looked at me. He stared down with me, and as I recall, you won't go back and watch it, I'm still looking at him. He turns around and walks away because he shouted at everyone, he got in my face, he looked at me, and he went, oh, I'm not about that. I'm not about that, I don't fancy it, and he turns around and walks out, gets in the ring, and he batters Spike Gervais, so, you know what I mean, like, he didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Cool. So we mentioned your upcoming match, TNT, on the 13th of March. Where else can people see you in the near future?
I am the Rumble All Nations champion, and I have a briefcase to cash in for the heavyweight championship as well, to become the for the second time, Big Daddy champ, 2-belt Tate. I was holding both titles, earlier last year. Still hold one. I'm coming back for the other. So all of their dates you'll see me at, because I'm reigning defending. I got, DNA wrestling in the pipeline as well, and TNT and Progress, Premier Promotions, one of the old school wrestling companies with the rounds. I love doing that.
Every match is a round?
Other than the big tag ones. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love doing that. And then there's other things as well. SWW, I turned up in Cheltenham the other week, beat up Nico Angelo, someone I've been wanting to beat up for a while. Stole his belt. So I've got that. And you know, if he wants it back, he's going to have to fetch it, but I'll be around. So eventually me and him will clash at SWW. And a bunch of other ones which I will not, say. You will see. Follow the socials and you will see as they come up, and follow the journey of the life of Tate Mayfairs. I document it all on the story on Insta. So it's all there. And 20, we've already mentioned it earlier, but the 22nd of the 2nd, 22, quite potentially at 22 past 22, I've got something to tell you all. So tune in and watch it, and you will see that the whole world is talking about Tate Mayfairs.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. So I put links in the description to all your socials and to your store. I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Hopefully we do it at a show, see each other at the shows, and maybe we can do a little post-match. That'd be great.
That'd be fun.